Johnny, can you circle letter A? Circle. Johnny, circle. No? Nothing? Nothing? Okay, let's just move on to the next thing. Hello everybody, it's Teacher Brett here. Today we're going to talk about getting a student to circle on the screen. So if you're working at VIPKID, you may have either trials or really low level students who are just starting out. And one of the ways to interact with them in the lesson and definitely keep them engaged is to get them to do things on the screen. So they have a pen, if you will, on their side that they can write on the screen with. So a lot of times you will be having the younger students circle things. So circle the letter A or draw a line. They don't speak any English yet, so it can be difficult to get them to understand what it is that you're asking them to do. So today we're going to talk about a couple of ways that you can get them to circle on that screen. The first thing that you need to know in the VIPKID classroom is that the students could be taking class a couple of different ways. Number one, they could be taking class on a regular computer with a mouse for their class. That's the first way. Second way is they could be taking class on an iPad or some kind of a phone or device like that. So those are two different ways that they can be doing that. The reason this is important is if they're taking it on a regular computer, they're going to be using a mouse to circle. If they're taking it on an iPad or another mobile device, they're going to be using their finger to circle. This is really important that you know which device they are on. The way that you know which device they are on is if they are taking class on a mobile device or iPad or iPhone, there will be a little pop-up in the chat box that tells you the student is on a mobile device. So it'll be a little white message over there when they sign in. It'll pop up in that chat box telling you they're on a mobile device. If you see that message, you're going to want to do things differently than if you see no message. So first way to get the student to understand what you're asking them to do is always model. Anytime the student doesn't know what they're supposed to be doing, model it for them. You show them what you want them to do. So you can do that if they're using a mouse. I will often pick up the mouse, circle, circle, and I will do it on the screen. So I'll actually circle with my mouse whatever I want them to circle. That first one I'm going to do for them. That I do part. I do, we do, you do. So you want to start with the I do part. I'm going to show them what I want them to do. So if they're on the computer, I will show them on a mouse. If they're using an iPad, I will often just pick up my phone and kind of show them like this. Circle, circle. That is the first step. Some kids will catch on. A lot of them will still be a little bit confused. Sometimes people will get out a whiteboard and use a whiteboard and show them on the whiteboard. I don't find that works too well for me, but you can have that kind of in your bag of tricks to try if you're out of other things. If they don't understand me either showing them the mouse or showing them me circling on the iPad, what I do that almost always works is I take my external camera and I turn it around and show them me doing it on the screen. Okay, so I just have a Paint document open, so I'm going to show you what I would do in the classroom. I will literally just take my external camera and point it, make sure you guys can see this, whoop, point it at the screen and show them me circling. So I will circle whatever I want them to circle right there on the screen so that they can see it. If they are on the phone, I will circle and then I will literally show them my finger. Circle, circle, touching the screen. Actually going back and forth between those two and leaving a long enough pause so that they know I'm wanting them to do something, usually that will do the trick. Those two things work really well for me in the classroom. Every once in a while, I will still have a student who does not get it. They're still staring at me. The parents are in the background talking in Chinese. No one's understanding what I'm wanting them to do. That's okay. I will modify the lesson for that student. I will go ahead and do the circling. Maybe I'll just ask them, what do you see? I see A, and get them to repeat after me. However that may work, I'll modify it for them. If the student did not understand, if we did not get that you can actually circle on the screen, I will make sure I put that in the feedback to the parent. Please make sure Johnny knows he can use the mouse to circle on the screen, or he can use his finger to circle on the screen. So that the parent knows that that's something that they can practice. Or please practice at home circling with the mouse. I will say that if the student is using a regular computer, the mouse can be difficult, especially if you've got a young one, 4 or 5 years old. Just being able to have those mouse skills to circle or to write can be difficult for them. I think it's a lot easier for the little ones to use their finger on iPads, but they don't all necessarily have that. So these are just a couple of the ways that I find that work really well to get them to learn how to circle on the screen. It is really helpful. I will spend a lot of time on that. Maybe not so much in the trial because I want them to have fun and we're trying to showcase the program for them. But I will, especially those first few lessons with the student, I will make sure that they really understand that because it is going to be vital for them to stay engaged in the lesson, to be able to show comprehension and understanding throughout the lessons, for them to know how to write on the screen, draw a line, circle, all of those things. Really necessary for them. So I will spend some extra time on that. I'll kind of keep going back to it, making sure that they can do that in the classroom.